For fast, cheap, and reliable Madden 20 Ultimate Team coins, make sure you guys go check out my sponsor U4GM Coins. Use code VENM at checkout for 5% off. Yo, what's good guys, Venom Fire here, back in the video, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys another mini scheme. This time it's going to be out of the Singleback wing tight formation. Now, the playbook I'm going to be in is the San Francisco 49ers live offense. So that's actually one of the best playbooks. You guys see we have a ton of great run formations. We have basically the Raiders playbook, very similar to that one. But with that being said, the formation, like I said, is this wing tight. Now this wing tight has been used by a lot of pros recently in salary cap and other modes. So I just wanted to show you guys how you could use it as a run offense and a pass offense. Now first things first, I like to have a really fast wide receiver right here, and you do want some good tight ends. Unfortunately, these guys are low overall, but one thing you do need is hot route master. Now there's a couple of setups where you don't need it, but for some of the setups you're going to want the ability to put every receiver on those extra hot routes. So anyways, let's go ahead, just hop into our audibles. Now the audibles are pretty unique. Now I like to just run every pass out of one pass play, and then I can just hot route my way. So what I do is usually something like this, where I PA boot, flood, mesh, stretch, and dive, and then I come out in this ace power every single play, so it gives me a fifth audible. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into it. Alright boys, here we are out on the field, and you guys see I did end up running it where I have my receiver on the wide side. That's something that you want to do, at least for the passing plays. For the run plays, it doesn't really matter too much, but let's just hop into our first play, and I want to talk about the stretch first. Now this formation is really good for a number of reasons. The first thing I want to talk about is this little motion flip block. So what I'm going to do is simply flip my play by pressing X, then that right trigger. You guys see this receiver, he's going to run across, and I can just spam A right here. He's going to sort of motion snap. Now, if I wanted to, I could run to the left, and I can get a glitchy block. So I'll show you again. I'm in stretch. I'm going to flip my run, or flip my play. Then I can flip my run to this left side, and then I can just spam A. Look at Dorsett. He's going to get that little motion block, and he's just going to set things up really, really well for us. You guys see we got really nice blocking right there. So that's just one of those things where, again, you can only really do that flip play just because this player needs to get over and get set before this player runs across the formation. And you can really do that with dive. You can do that with pretty much any of these runs. Again, I just flip my play, and then I can just sort of motion snap right there, and I can go from there, picking up some pretty decent blocks. Now, that's just the first way I like to run the motion. The other way that you could obviously do it is simply just to motion Dorsett over without anything else. I'm not flipping my play, and now I have three blockers on the left. You can't really motion snap until he gets to the end, which is pretty unfortunate, but you can sort of still motion snap once he gets to the spot he doesn't officially get set. Now the only real problem with this is that you guys see I don't have too much space to cut it upfield, just because I always like to have my receiver right here for passing plays. So when I completely motion him across, take a look at Dorsett. He's going to sort of get set, and then we're going to spam A, and boom, we get really good blocks right there, able to cut it inside. You guys see doing some good work. So again, that's a really, really strong setup for me. And you could do this out of dive, stretch, this ace power. Those are probably the two best ways. Now the other way that I like to run it is, again, you could utilize some motion from the tight end now. So I can motion the tight end, and I can motion snap him right there, get some good blocks upfield. There's a lot that you can do as far as flipping the run and flipping, you're motioning. You're just doing a lot of stuff to confuse your opponent. You can use a little bit of bluff as well, which is something that I've done, where maybe I motion him in and then I snap it right there. That's a good way to run it. Another good way that you can run it is to actually run it to the right side, and then so I'm just going to call my stretch to the right. I'm going to flip it, and then I'm just going to motion Dorsett in like here, and I'm going to spam A right there, so he gets a little bit of a inside block. So like I said, mix it up. You don't want to run the same motion, flip, stretch, run every play. You don't want to just come out, snap the ball. And make sure that you guys are running this halfback stretch, not the stretch alert X lookie, because you can't flip the alert X lookie, and you can also not motion block that. But again, It's pretty much the exact same for the dive, the stretch, and this power O. This power O is a really good play. I do recommend using it. It can really pop off against certain tight run formations, compressed run sets, compressed run defenses, and again, you can still mix it in with a little bit of motion block, whatever the case is, like this. And you guys just look at the blocking right there. Really nice blocks. So yeah, just stick between those. You know, if they are spreading their entire defense, don't be afraid to run this dive as well. When I run dive, I usually like to motion him right here and then snap it there. That's another way that you can run it and still pick up some nice blocking up the gut. But yeah, just switch between those three plays, those three runs, and then those just different flip run concepts, and you'll be really set. Anyways, let's hop into the pass play that's gonna, make the offense. Now, again, like I said, Hot Route Master is gonna be something that you want for at least some of these setups. But the first one, and I always pass out of this mesh play. It's just a good play, just to run your hot routes out of. Don't ask me why, but I just always run them out of this play. Now, you can actually get a nice cover 3 beater, which I will go over a little bit later. But this first setup is the setup that really does make it. So the first setup, what I'm going to do is simply run something similar to this. So what I'm going to do is put my running back on a wheel route. You guys notice he was on a wheel to the left. Always your running back will go on a wheel route to the wide side. So since I'm on the left hash, he's going to go run a wheel to the right side. If I was on the right hash, he would run a wheel to the left. Anyways, you're going to put him on a wheel, and this wheel route to out combo out of Singleback sets is really, really strong. It's something that's really deadly, so I recommend using that route combo a lot. Anyways, you want 2 high-low reads, because what if he uses the wheel route? You're screwed. So put B on a flat, and then just put A on a post. These are really good, strong combos. I would recommend getting at least one tight end with post flag elite if you're running this offense, just because he's going to be able to do work for you. You're going to put him on a lot of posts, not as many corner routes, but still the posts will help you. Now with this B receiver, you could put him on an out, or you could put him on a flat. I prefer the flat just because if it is a cover 3, a cover 0, whatever, and they end up blitzing everybody with the deep zone, I can always check down to that flat route pretty quickly, and the out route's just not as good to cut up field. Anyways, what I like to do lastly is to go ahead, motion Dorsett in, and then motion snap him right there. And you guys see, take a look at our wheel route. Now Brady, you guys see, he has this ability that is the worst ability in the game, pocket lead. I think that's what it's called, pass lead elite, whatever. Pocket lead, so he's going to miss those wheel route throws. You're not going to miss those in any mode. When you're throwing this wheel route, you can low ball pass lead inside. Again, Brady has that ability where he's going to miss it. He'll still hit it sometimes, but for the most part, he's going to overthrow it. But anyways, you guys saw it was wide open with a good throw. That's easy money. Again, here's a look at our route combination. Motion Dorsett in. You don't have to motion Dorsett in, by the way. That's something that's not necessary. But boom, look at our post route. Again, you guys see Brady misses pass, but both routes are completely, wide open. He's not going to be able to defend both. And the other way that you can actually run this is you can just put B on run it basically the exact same way, just motion Lacoste out a step, and then you can maybe lob it over like that. That's why I like the flat route, because you can't cut an out route up the field like that. That's just something that's not an option. And again, I'm trying to mix up these coverages between cover 3, cover 2, and all of that jazz. So, just try and stay with me. It's not the easiest with 2 controllers. But again, that's the first route combo. Now, the second route combo is going to be very similar to the first one. But what we're going to do is put B on a trail route. Now, I don't like to put Y because I like to motion this player out. And I feel like just the outside guy is always the one you want. So this guy's going to be blocking a lot of the time. Obviously, if you flip the play, it would mean this guy's blocking. So I put my best receiver usually, or my best tight end right here and right here, just on these 2 outside guys. Again, you can just keep one on both sides. But second route combo, again, you're going to motion him out like this, and it's just going to be really balanced. You can low ball that post. If he goes and defends the wheel route, you could throw either of those. It gives you, again, a similar high-low read type of a concept. Just that trail route, this post route, really, really nice route combo. Again, you guys see the wheel route. It's open pretty much every play, and it's really difficult to defend. They're going to have to, usually they have to man somebody up, And if they start manning up their running back, then you can start blocking, running some other setups I'll go over later. But that was the second setup. Now the third setup I like to run, this one's going to be a little bit of a max protect setup. What I like to do personally is, actually I like to be on this other hash mark, which you will be. You don't want to necessarily be on the same hash every time, but what I like to do is just put Y on a post, B on a flat, X on a slant. Actually, not even in a pass, but X on a slant, B on an out, Y on a post, and A on a flat. So it's going to look like this. And what you're going to do now is just motion Dorsett over. You're going to motion hike him right there. And you guys see, oh shoot, I pressed the wrong button there. I meant to press X. But it gives you two high-low reads. Really what you want to throw is that motioned over slant or that post that will, both get open. Again, here's a look at that route combo. Very shallow type of a route combination, but for this, it's more of a dink and dunk type of an offense anyway. But you guys see, look at Izzo getting wide open. We have the slant wide open. Pick one, we're throwing the other. This is a very simple route combo, but sometimes the simple route combos do better. A lot of the times, just keep things simple. You don't want to overthink it. Go with some crazy corner routes out of a tight end set. Doesn't make sense. Again, very basic route combo. Here I'm going to throw the motioned over slant route. You guys see right there, he's wide open. Unless he's usered, that route can't really get defended, especially because he's getting motion snapped. And what motion snapping does is it will unalign any man coverage that he will receive. So with that being said, let's hop into actually I'll just go over another setup really quickly. This is just going to be a max pro setup. And again, I'm just going to block A this time instead of putting him on a flat, and I'm going to put B on the flat instead. So it's going to look like this. Again, I'm still going to motion him across. Both routes open. It's just going to give me the option to block 7 in the off chance that people send 7. But the good thing about this form, people really can't send 7 out of these, single back I form sets, because the run is such a threat. If they go with a blitz, you'll just run stretch and torch them. So again, that's a good block 7 setup for you. And also, if you had to block 7 out of the other setup, what I would do is probably something like this, where I just block 2 on that side, maybe slide to the right, and then I can just motion him over. This is a pretty good route combo, as good as you're going to get. You still have 2 routes that could get open, and you're able to block that 7 people. So anyways, let's talk about the cover 3 beater. Cover 3 beater is going to be key. Now, the cover 3 beater, it's really very simple. What I like to do simply is just put Y on a corner route, and I'm going to actually smart route that corner out by pressing RB. That's going to make it 10 yards and a lot deeper than it is originally. We're going to put them on a corner route, and then what we're going to do is just put X on a post. So it's going to look like this. With A, you can really do whatever you want. And again, every time you block one of these tight ends, you can put them on a delay fade, which will be super good in the off chance that you find nobody open and you have to make something late. Maybe you have a pocket QB and you have to, get the ball out. You can't scramble out. But be on a delay fade with A. You can leave him on a drag. I actually like putting him on this trail route because the trail route does bait the user a lot. Now, you don't want to put him on a post because the post and the corner route go to the same side. So I like to put him on a trail. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is simply motion Dorsett over all the way as close as I can and snap it right about there. Now, what I'm going to do is wait, and then I'm just going to pass lead all the way to the left side. Now, I got a terrible pass lead there from Brady. That was my fault. Again, might be on that one. For whatever reason, Brady just got a terrible pass lead animation. But again, you're just going to set it up like this. And I also did get a bad motion block there. Just going to snap him right there. And now we should be good to go. Get that. Oh my God, we're getting pressured. Now, usually you won't get pressured. I was running this earlier in like a CFM that I'm doing, just trying out this offense. And I had pass block elite, so that might be a reason. But typically you should be able to get the ball out. Now, obviously I don't have escape artist, so I'm kind of stuck sitting in the pocket here. But let's just try. Let's just double team him and see if we can get better blocks now. And again, this should be open more times than not. Here, I should be able to roll out and wait. Now you guys see it's wide open. So all you want to do is sort of roll out to that left side. Obviously, if you have a golden ticket or hot route master, whatever, that's going to be a lot easier for you to do. But with Brady, I kind of have to scoot out. I can't really do that at a high level. But again, simple route combo, and in the off chance that he is using it, because he's not really going to expect it, he might still be playing run D. You never know. So in the off chance that he does defend it, you have a lot of routes that can still get open. So don't be afraid to throw those, and don't just chuck the deep post every time. Now, again, another route combination that I like to go to is something like this, where I'm going to put B on a streak, X on a slant, A on a flat. Now what I can also do is put A on an out. I like the flat better, but what I'm going to do is motion Dorsett across the formation completely like this. And this is just going to be another, corner route to slant route combo. Corner routes really do get open because with that receiver completely motioned outside, it's just really going to be difficult for your opponent to defend. It really does stretch out the zones, put a lot of pressure on the zones. Again, make sure that you do put Y here on the corner route. Make sure you're smart routing it as well so it's deeper, because B, he's not going to be as open as it will with Y, and you want B on the clear out. Again, motion him across if he does somehow defend the corner out, because this is the first time I've thrown the corner out all day. Is your opponent really going to expect it? You have 10 setups, one of them has a corner out. He's not going to be looking for a corner. And really against cover 3, this is something that is very underrated. Just corner outs against the short side. You don't have to run corner outs on the wide side. They're better. They're actually better on the short side. So this really does work out in our favor. And considering most of the setups we want our receiver on that wide side, this really does play, very well into our hand. You guys see the slant's wide open, but that's pretty much it for my setups. Not too much else except for that one. There's obviously a couple of other setups that I could have talked about, but you can really do whatever you want. You have Hot Route Master, you have anything you can do. But with that being said, that's going to do it for the video. Let me know in the comments future videos you would like to see. Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and peace. I'm out of here.